Hello class, this is Chanda Khan again, and today I select my topic is homeschool vs public schools. I'm going to discuss about homeschooling. Homeschooling is becoming more popular every day with a growth rate of 7 to 15% per year. There are about 2 million children currently learning at homes. Homeschool kids do well on standardized tests, are welcome to colleges and universities, and as adults, having a good reputation for being self-directed, humorous, and reliable employees in their future lives. Almost 10 years ago, when I was making the decision to homeschooling, I wrote up a list of pros and cons of homeschools. The pros won me over. But since then, I have discovered there were many more pros and cons that I could not possibly have anticipated. To help other parents who are considering homeschooling, here is a new list of pros and cons which I am going to discuss about today. This list is based on both of my experiences in my life. There are a lot of dozens of experiences which I got with different families who have shared with me the ups and downs of their daily lives, day-to-day homeschool. First of all, I'm talking about the pros. There is educational freedom. Most homeschool students have the choice to study and learn what they want, when they want, for as long as they want. This is not to say that all of the basics are not covered of that, but those basics may be covered at the age 6 one of child and the age 10 for another, depending on ability, maturity, and interest levels of the children's. Physical freedom. After the initial shock of leaving the school system has passed, parents who have homeschooled with their kids say they experience a real sense of freedom with them, with their lives no longer revolving around the school hours, homework, and school calendar. These families plan whenever they want the vacation, off-season vacations, visit parks and different areas with their kids and enjoy. And there are different museums during the week. They can go over there and they live their lives very happily and also taking the homeschooling. On the other hand, there is emotional freedom. Sadly, peer pressure, competition, boredom, and bullies are all part of our typical school days. This can be a particular problem for girls. According to studies, self-esteem plummets in a middle school girls. However, similar studies of homeschool girls have shown that self-esteem remains intact and that these girls continue to thrive. Homeschool kids can dress and act and they think like that the way they want without fear of ridiculous or a need to fit in with the uniforms. They live in the real world where lives aren't dedicated by adolescent friends and dangerous experimentations of day by day. Other than that, many families and spiritual beliefs are an important part of who they are. Homeschooling provides the opportunity for parents to incorporate their beliefs into daily lives. Close family relationships. Trust about every family stressed the important role that homeschooling played in helping them find time to foster loving ties between all of the family members. Teens seem to benefit enormously from this infection, and rebellious destructive behavior often begins to diminish soon after homeschooling begins with their families. Stability. During difficult times, whether there is a new baby, an illness, a death in the family, or another obstacle or transition in the family, homeschooling helps families cope during challenging periods in their daily lives. Well-stressed kids. As more and more studies are illustrating, sleep is vital to the emotional and physical well-being of kids, especially teens and preteens. The effects of early morning classes can be devastating to many children, especially those who are not morning people. They don't like to wake up early in the morning and to go to the schools or colleges to sit up for 3 to 4 hours for a class. That's why they like the homeschooling, to sit in the home and take online classes or do any other way of homeschooling, as in driving their classes to and like submit their assignments before the submission times, and it's a lot of enjoy. No busy work. Homeschool children can accomplish in a few hours what takes a typical classroom a week or more over 12 hours. In a recent interview, John Taylor, Gator, New York City teacher of the 26 years, he has an experience of 26 years teaching with Ron, said that in many classrooms, less than an hour out of each school day is spent as on task of learning. No wonder these kids have so much homeworks, and that brings us to a major pro of homeschooling. So that's why they don't need no more homeworks. Okay. Other than that, we have the cons too. And first of all, I'm going to discuss about the time spent in the cons. There is no any other way around it. Learning outside of our school environment and consume a lot of parents' time. Most folks visualize that time being spent at the kitchen table and textbooks and worksheets, but for most families that's not the case. My family have never gone that route, choosing hands-on experiences, interesting activities, or learning tools instead. However, planning driving to be participating in those activities consolidate to bulk of my day by day. That can be every draining of my life. Other than that, we have a financial restraints. For married parents, one partner often forgoes full-time employment out of the home in order to homeschool. This can be a big sacrifice for families where they are struggling to balance their budget for daily lives. Surprisingly, most homeschooling families believe that the belief of loss of income is well worth the satisfaction of watching their kids grow and learn in freedom of their lives. On the other hand, being with your kids 24 by 7. There is no denying it. If you choose to homeschooling, you are going to be with your kids every time, most of the time in your life. If you don't enjoy being together, then homeschooling is not for you. While it can sometimes be difficult, most homeschool parents view their daily interactions with their kids, the ups and downs, as the downs as opportunities for personal and family's growth, where you can spend as much as time with your family members and your kids. Limited team. While community sports activities fill the walls of younger kids, teens often find limited opportunities to join the sports team, especially competitive ones. Depending on where you live, homeschools may or may not be welcome to participate on teams with their public schools. Several parents mentioned that a few families overcome this problem by creating their own formulas, by their lives, and so on. Living outside the norm. Like any activity that challenges mainstream thinking, homeschooling may be seen as an oddity at the best, or even as a threat to those who are unable to accept ordinary parents succeeding where trained professionals often fail. My family has developed a bit of a tough exterior over the years, but negative comments and criticisms still filter in occasionally. If you are unable to live outside of the box, then homeschooling is not for you. Other than that, of the homeschooling, I'll tell you about the pros and cons of the homeschools. So now I'm going to discuss about the public schools. Public schools have varying degrees of educational powers and resources. A good step is the check on local and state statistics concerning the level of education in your area of your schools. These can be found online or by contacting by district offices. Once you have a cursory knowledge of the school's educational aims, you should consider the following pros and cons. Cons of public schools: high student-teacher ratio, less independence, school chooses curriculum, peers based on instead of area choice. Pros. Pros of public schools: learning within a group setting, extracurricular opportunities, diverse social education, and that's all about the pros and cons of public schools. So guys, today I discussed about the homeschooling vs public schools, and I hope you guys like my video. Thank you, and you guys have a very wonderful day. And this one, I have my last submission of my assignment. Hope you guys have a great summer, and everybody did good in this class. So hope we are finally waiting for our grades. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you.